in your grade 7 lesson, right? 10th lesson, we are going to discuss about the fractions. So in fraction lesson, first we are going to discuss the part 1 lesson. So first I'm going to introduce you about the fractions what you learn in grade 6, right? So remember students, first part you can see here. So this is whole figure, right? You can see this is whole figure, right? So we call that is whole figure, whole one, right? So in other word we say that is a unit, that is a unit. So now what I am going to do is I want to take a part of this whole one, right? So always we take fraction from this whole one, right? So see here now what happened, same whole one here. Now I divide it into how many parts? Two parts, right? So now see here, from these two parts, so I colored one part of that whole figure, right? So colored one part of this whole figure, right? So now what can I do? I can write this colored part as a fraction, right? So I can write this colored part as a fraction. So how to write this colored part as fraction? So divide into whole figure two parts, colored one part. So that is said as half. So that is a fraction, right? So fraction means a part of whole one, right? So in other word, part of unit. Right, let's see another fraction, right? So this is whole one unit. So I divide into how many parts now? Can you see? 1 2 3 4, four parts. Now I colored one part, right? Now what is a fraction? Colored part as a fraction, so that means divide into four parts, colored one part, so that is 1/4, right? So let's see another example. So you can see here this whole figure, right? Circle. So that one divide into 1 2 3 4, four parts, right? So how many parts I colored? So three parts colored. So that means you can write this colored part as a fraction 3/4, right? Let's see another example. So this is whole figure, whole one. So now I divide that one into how many parts? Five parts. Then I colored one part. How to write this colored part as fraction? That is divide into five parts, colored one part, 1/5. So that is a fraction. Another thing you have to remember students is, if you take these fractions, you can see here 3/5, right? 3/5 fraction, you can see here two numbers, right? So you can see here a small line is there. So one number is above this line and one number is below this line, right? So what is the number above the line? Above the line, that is number 3. So number below the line is 5. So we call two names, right? So can you remember? So number above the line is called numerator, numerator. So number below the line, that is called denominator, right? Understand? Remember? So number above the line is numerator here 3, denominator below the line, that is 5, right? So then I'll explain you what you learn another part, right? You learn another part. So that is called unit fractions, right? Remember students, unit fractions, right? Unit fraction means, you can say I'll give some example. So half, right? So that is a unit fraction. You can see numerator 1, right? Numerator 1. So another fraction 1/7. What is numerator? 1. Another example 1/5. Numerator 1. Another example 1/20th. Numerator is 1. So what is the special property you can see in this whole fraction? So numerator is 1. In all fraction, numerator is 1. So if numerator is 1 means that is called unit fractions, right? So that is how to identify unit fractions. So then you learn another one. So remember proper fractions, right? Proper fractions. So understand what is proper fraction. See here, half, that is proper fraction. 3/5, right? Other one, 9/20. So those are called proper fraction. Why those are called proper fractions? Because here in all fractions numerator less than denominator. Numerator 1, denominator 2, numerator is less. Here 3/5, numerator 3, denominator big. Numerator is less than the denominator. So that is called proper fraction. So you can see here unit fraction is also proper fraction, right? So that is also proper fraction, right? Now I'm going to remind you another part. So see here this fraction 5/7, right? So this is proper fraction. So in this proper fraction I can write using unit fraction, right? So here you can see denominator is 7, right? Denominator is 7 means you can write this proper fraction using unit fraction. What is a unit fraction? 1/7. You have to use this denominator. So in this 5/7 there are how many 1/7? There are 5 1/7, right? So remember. Then another example you can say here 8/9, right? So this is proper fraction. So you can write this fraction using the unit fraction. What is the unit fraction? 1/9. So how many 1/9? So there are 8. You can see here 8 1/9s, right? So in other words I will say you see here 6, right? So I'll take 1/15, right? So 6 1/15, that means 6 of 1/15th unit fractions, right? So if you take 1/15th unit fraction, so if you take 6 1/15th unit fraction, so that means that is equal to proper fraction, that is 6/15th, right? 6/15th. See another one. So I'll take here, see there are 3/18. There are 3/18. So 3/18 unit fractions is how many? 3 8. 3 8. So that is unit fraction you can write using proper fraction, right? Understand? So another part you learn, so that is equivalent fractions. So equivalent fraction, equal, right? So I'm going to write equal fractions. So first I consider, remember students, by multiplication, right? So by multiplication you can write equivalent fractions, right? So I'll give some example you here. So my example 1 is this is my fractions 2/3, right? So using multiplication method I want to write equivalent fractions, right? To 2/3, right? So what you have to do is you can see here in the numerator and denominator, right? So in multiplication method you have to multiply numerator and denominator by same number, right? That means you can multiply by 2 3 4 5, that any number, right? Now see here I'll do this one. This is my fraction, so I multiplied numerator 2 and denominator 3 by 2, right? So you have to multiply same number, right? So then what you get? 2 into 2 is 4, that is numerator. Then 3 into 2 is 6, that is denominator. So this is one unit equivalent fraction, right? So this is one equivalent fraction to 2/3. Let's see another unit equivalent fraction 2/3, right? So 2/3. So that is what I gave. So I want to write another equivalent fraction. So here I multiplied numerator and denominator by 2. Now here I am going to multiply by 3, right? So what happened? So 2 multiplied by 3 means 6, 3 multiplied by 3 is 9, right? So both same number, so this is another equivalent. So I'll take another equivalent fraction to 2/3. So that means here first I multiplied by 2, then multiplied by 3, then what have 4, right? So multiply by 4 both numerator and denominator, then you what, then you get 2 multiplied by 2, that is 2 multiplied by 4, that is numerator 8, 3 multiplied by 4, that is numerator denominator 12, right? So I wrote 1, 2, 3 unit fractions, equivalent fractions, sorry, equivalent fractions. So here I gave fraction is what I gave, 2/3. You can take another fraction for 6, right? Then another equivalent fraction 6/9, another equivalent fraction 8/12. So these all are called equivalent fractions. So you can find so many, right? See another example I'll write here. So 3/5, right? So here I gave step by step, right? So I'll here explain you how to multiply, what is the number multiplied, those one. Now in this example I am going to explain you without this multiplication method how to write this type of equivalent fractions. So here see 2 3/5, right? 3/5. So first I am going to find equivalent fraction by multiplying by 2, right? Both numerator denominator multiplied by 2. So what happened? 3 multiplied by 2, that is 6. 5 also multiplied by 2, that is 10, right? So then I am going to multiply these two numbers by 3, right? So what happened if you multiply by 3? 3 multiplied by 3 is 9, 5 multiplied by 3 is 15, right? So I'll take another one. Then I'm going to multiply by 5, right? 5. So then what happened? 3 multiplied by 5 is 15, 5 multiplied by 5 is 25, right? So that is another equivalent fraction, right? So then I'll multiply another number, that is by 6, right? So you can see here 3 multiplied by 6, that is 18, 5 multiplied by 6, that is 30. So those are equivalent fractions, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So I wrote 4 equivalent fractions to 3/5. Understand? Right. Now in this part I am going to explain you how to find equivalent fraction by dividing, right? So first early we explained how to get equivalent fraction by multiplying, now dividing, right? See another method. So in this method you can't find so many equivalent fractions, you can find 1 or 2 equivalent fractions. So see, try to understand. So in the example 3 I'll get 8 12, right? So two numbers. Now first one is we have to do is you have to select a number that both can divide, right? So by that number both 8 and 12 can divide. So you can try this way, you can take 2, then you can check, then if it's not divisible then you can go to 3, then 4, like that you can try, right? So I'll take select number 2, right? So check 8 can divide by 2 and 12 can divide by 2, so that means I can divide. Now take the step 8 12. Now I write this step here. So 8 should divide by 2, 12 should divide by 2, same number, right? So what happened? 8 divided by 2 is 4, 12 divided by 2 is 6. So that is equivalent fractions to 8 12. Now check 3. So 8 can't divide by 3, right? So 12 can divide, but you can't apply that one. Then another number you can divide, 4, 8 can divide by 4, 12 can divide by 4. That means you can find another equivalent fraction by dividing 4, right? So let's see, 8 12 divided by 4, right? Both numerator denominator divide by same number. 8 divided by 4 is 2, 12 divided by 4 is 3. So that is another equivalent fraction, right? so you can't find anymore, right? So that means 8 twelfths, one equivalent fraction 4/6, another equivalent fraction 2/3. So those are the equivalent fractions to 8 twelfths by dividing method, right? Let's see another example. In this fourth example, you can see here 12 18. So this is my fraction. I want to find equivalent fraction, so select number 2, right? 12 and 18 both can divide by 2, right? So that means 12 divided by 2 is 6, 18 divided by 2 is 9, right? Then I go to 3. 12 18 both can divide by 3, so that means 12 divided by 3, that is 4, 18 divided by 3, that is 6, right? So then 4, you can't divide 18, right? So 5 can't. 6, by 6 you can divide 12 and 18 both. That means 12 divided by 6, that is 2, 18 divided by 6, that is 3, right? So understand? So without this step you can write equivalent fractions by dividing method. So here 3 equivalent fractions, right? 12 18. So you can say 8 12, you can find only 2 equivalent fractions by dividing.